What is up, Dragoons? It's your boy Renick here, and it's finally here. As you can tell, this is my Dragon type hardcore challenge. The rules are on the screen and in the description. So let's see how I did. I choose Score Bunny to give Leon a supposedly harder team. I then go to a den in the rolling fields, and Noibat is my first option, so I go with it. To then regret doing such to that because I didn't know about the level 20 Axu you could get. But anyways, I then fight Bede, who beats me the first time and the second time. But I managed to get Dragon Pulse on Noibat and beat him this time. Milo is next, and this wasn't easy either. But at this point, none of these matches are going to be easy because I chose to be stuck with a Noibat. And I refuse to restart the game because I don't want to go through the long freaking intro all over again. His Gossifleur is the easiest to kill, but his Eldegoss took me 2 attempts to beat. For the second attempt, I used Max Darkness to lower its defense, which allowed me to kill it with Gust. I then find an Applin, catch it, and name her Sweet. Hop then challenges me and beats me. At this point, I'm not surprised, so I go and get a Jingmoo and name him Shang-Chi, which was an awesome movie. I then fight Hop again, this time starting off with Shang-Chi, who gets a Dragon Tail on the Wooloo, forcing him to bring out Thwackey. Shang-Chi is able to do some decent damage. Dragon Tail sends it back for him to bring out Wooloo, who ends up dying. Corvus Squire lands a pluck and steals Shang-Chi's berry, causing him to get confused. After landing the headbutt, I switch into Daniel, the Noibat, thinking this would be the best opportunity to do so. He continues to hurt himself, allowing Daniel to kill with a Dragon Pulse. Finally, Thwackey is back out and dies to 2 Gusts. Nessa is next, and oh my freaking gosh, this fight was ridiculous. Shang-Chi was over the level cap, so I had to use Noibat and Applin, and I kid you not, I had tried every possible cheeky strategy I could think of, and they would all fail. So I pretty much pulled a Seto Kaiba, screwed the rules, and brought in Shang-Chi, who was able to help beat her, but barely. And let me stress that. Barely. Daniel ended up dying in the process. I then catch a Vibrava and name her Veronica, but I can't use her for the next gym because of the level cap. But I found other ways to work her to our advantage. I then catch a Dino and a new Noibat. B challenges me for a rematch, and things go a lot more smoother this time. Marnie also fights me, but I'm able to beat her with a cheeky strategy. I then go fight Koga. He uses Will-O-Wisp, but I gave Marceline the Dino a Raspberry to get rid of the burn. Marceline avoids the second Will-O-Wisp and kills the Ninetales with 2 Earth powers. Arcanine comes and gets Intimidate on Marceline. After several Earth powers, Arcanine dies, but gets a Will-O-Wisp on Marceline. I then sacked Applin since it was the weakest link on the team. I then bring out Shang-Chi. I then use Max Strike to lower the Centiskorch's speed. I then use Max Guard to waste his Centiskorch's last Gigantamax form. Then I use a Max Wormwind for stab and to lower his attack. Shang-Chi then lands 2 Dragon Claws, killing the Centiskorch. I then catch a Dreepy at the Rolling Fields den since I defeated a gym, but I didn't realize it would be useless for a good while. Team Yell then gets in my way again. Shang-Chi is able to kill the Skunky, but gets poisoned. Marceline is able to paralyze the Lanoon and finishes it with a headbutt and an earth power. Veronica then kills the next grunt's leopard. I then catch an Axew and name him Ripper. I then revive a Dracozolt and name it Bolt. Hop then challenges me again. Ripper misses a dual chop, so I use Dragon Dance in order to outspeed the Kremlinaut. I use a second Dragon Dance to be able to kill it for sure. Ripper is able to kill it with a dual chop and kills his Silicobra. I then swap into DJ the Noibat to kill the Thwacky, who dies to 2 air cutters. Veronica kills the Toxel with a Sand Tomb. Shang-Chi then evolves. It was now time to fight B. I start off with DJ for the obvious flying type advantage. I pretty much spammed Air Slash until the Hitmontop dies. DJ barely survives the Night Slash from Pangoro, like jeez, but gets Air Slash off that does decent damage. I switch it to Bolt, who is extremely bulky and kills the Pangoro with an aerial ace. Sirfetch is able to survive one aerial ace but dies to a second one, and Machamp dies to 2 max airstreams, giving me the 4th badge. Beat is then causing a ruckus, surprise, so I challenge him to get him to knock it off. I start off with Ripper to set up Dragon Dance and kill his team with Crunch, which pretty much goes to plan other than his Gotharita taking 2 crunches. It was then time to challenge Opal. Opal was scary because of her fairy types. I start off with Shang-Chi to weaken her wheezing. I then spam Ironhead to flinch it and eventually kill it. Marwell comes out, so I switch into Bolt, who is able to one-shot with high horsepower thanks to Shang-Chi taking the Intimidate. Togekiss dies to an Iron Tail, and Alcremie dies to 2 max Steel Spikes. Ripper then evolves into a Fracture. Hop then challenges me with his new team, which does him no good. However, DJ ends up dying during the fight. I just can't seem to keep Noibat alive. Eventually, I beat him. I then catch another Applin. This time, I'm able to evolve it. I then go challenge Gordy. I start off with Shang-Chi since he had low kick. And because of being part fighting, luckily, Shang-Chi is able to pretty much sweep him. Veronica then evolves into a Flygon. And Hop challenges me once again. Just like the previous matches, I whoop his team. Marnie then challenges me. And I was slightly concerned because of my last hardcore video of fighting this character. But I start off with Veronica to set up with Dragon Dance and then kill her team with stab attacks. However, she gets confused by the Scrafties, so I switch to Ripper, who is able to kill it. Toxicroak comes out, so I switch into Bolt, who is able to kill it and kill more Pekko. Shang-Chi evolves, giving a great ally for fighting Piers. He gets Intimidate off, but I'm able to get a one-shot superpower on him. Malmar comes out, so I switch into Marceline to cancel out the Psycho Cut. Marceline is able to weaken his Malmar, but I choose to bring her back and send out Sweet Junior, who's able to kill it with Seed Bomb. Obstagoon is next, so I switch into Shang-Chi, and with one superpower, the Obstagoon is dead. Skuntank comes out, so I switch into Bolt, but he gets poisoned. Luckily, he survives the Sucker Punch and lands the high horsepower, winning the battle. Ripper evolves into Haxorus. It was finally time to fight Raihan. I start off with Shang-Chi and Sweet Junior. I have Shang-Chi use Changeling Scales since it hits multiple targets. Sweet Junior uses Dragon Pulse to finish off Flygon. I then focus on killing Sandaconda. However, it's able to survive and paralyzes Shang-Chi. I swap into Veronica, trusting that Sweet Junior will be able to kill the Sandaconda, but it uses Protect. Great. I have Veronica start setting up Dragon Dance. She gets paralyzed, but Sweet Junior is able to kill the Sandaconda. Sweet Jr. then dies to Gigantamax Duraludon. She will be missed. Ripper comes out and kills Duraludon, and Veronica finishes off the Gigalith. Marceline then evolves, and Ripper ends up dying in a double battle. I go catch a Duraludon, and Starscream the Dreepy evolves. I then fight Marnie. I start off with Shang-Chi and get Dragon Dance going. Close Combat is able to one-shot Leopard and Scrafty. Toxicroak comes out and misses the Swagger, allowing Shang-Chi to three-shot it because of her healing it. Morpeko dies to, you guessed it, at close combat. Max Steel Spike one-shots Gigantamax Grimmsnarl. Hop is my next opponent. I start off with Shang-Chi to set up Dragon Dance, and close combat is able to one-shot his double. Corviknight comes out, so I switch into Bolt to kill it. It takes 2 Thunder Punches to kill, thanks to him healing. Snorlax gets one-shotted by Shang-Chi's close combat. What a surprise. Marceline is able to kill his Pincurchin, along with being able to kill his Rillaboom. I then head to the tower with Hop to find Orlina waiting and refusing to let us pass her. I start off with Shang-Chi to spam Iron Head against her Frostlass. Salazzle is able to poison him but dies to an Outrage. Serena is able to tank an Outrage and deals a very strong acrobatics, along with Shang-Chi being poisoned. Manages to survive and kills her Pokemon with an Outrage. Man, Shang-Chi be a legend. Milotic then comes out, and I switch into Bolt after Manny stalling takes it out. Bolt is able to beat her Gigantamax Garbodor with 2 Max Quakes. After updating my team, I go make my way to participate in the final tournament. Beat interrupts it and challenges me. I start off with Starscream to get Will-O-Wisp on the Mawile, which, fun fact, Burn lowers the attack stat. I then swap into Veronica to set up Dragon Dance and sweep his team with Earthquake and Max Steel Spike. And Max Steel Spike one-shots his Hatterene. Nessa is up. I start off with Batgirl, the Noibat, who I forgot to record catching, but I use Air Slash, which forces Galistopod to go back. Barraskewda almost kills Batgirl with an Ice Fang, but Batgirl also almost kills it with a critical Air Slash. I knew she was going to heal, so I went for Tailwind, which makes her team slower than mine. I then go for Air Slash and get a flinch, allowing another Air Slash to kill. Pelipper dies to 2 Dragon Pulses. Then Galistopod comes out and dies immediately. Batgirl was being an absolute unit until Seaking came out. Because for some odd reason, Seaking can outspeed a Noibat, which is what happened, and killed her. Which was depressed, especially with how much work she was putting in. But Bo was able to finish off Nessa. B is the next opponent, and I was slightly nervous with Batgirl being dead. I start off with Starscream to use Will-O-Wisp on her Hawlucha. She goes for a bounce, and I wasn't sure what to do, but I eventually decided to just stay in. The second bounce paralyzes Starscream, so I switch into Bolt, who kills Hawlucha with a Thunder Punch. Phalanx dies to 2 Dragon Claws. Grapploct dies to 2 Thunder Punches. Surfetch almost kills Bolt, so I switch into Shang-Chi, who's able to kill Surfetch. Machamp also comes close to killing Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi is able to kill it. Right Hand is the final opponent, and thanks to this being a single battle, Veronica ends up sweeping his entire team. Like, come on. I mean, this is what happens when you make your team weak to ground and dragon. So, yeah. I then had to go stop Rose with his crazy ideas. Veronica also sweeps his team because of Stab Earthquake. I then dealt with Eternitas, Evolved Starscream, and Marceline. Now it was finally time to fight Leon. I started off with Veronica to set up Dragon Dance and possibly sweep most of his Pokemon. However, Veronica dies to Mr. Rhyme because I tried to going for a super effective move instead of going for a guaranteed Stab Earthquake, which would have probably killed it. I then bring out Liberty, the Duraludon, to set up Stealth Rock and kill Mr. Rhyme. Haxorus comes out, and for some odd reason I decided to stay in, not thinking that it would have Earthquake, but well, behold, it had Earthquake and killed Duraludon. So I bring out Marceline, which in my mind, I thought Marceline would be able to outspeed Haxorus being a pseudo-legendary. And boy was I wrong, because Haxorus one-shotted it with an Outrage. So I decided to bring out Starscream, because at this point I'm like, I mean, Starscream I knew being a Dragapult would absolutely outspeed this Haxorus. And that's what happens, and I'm able to kill it with Dragon Pulse. He also... So Leon then brings out Dragapult, who also gets outsped by my Dragapult. I guess Starscream is really fitting the name. And then Inteleon comes out, gets burned by Will-O-Wisp, and then eventually dies to a bunch of Shadow Balls. And he's able to hold his own against his Leon's Gigantamax Charizard. But he heals, so I waste both his and my last Dynamax turn for a Max Guard to make him waste it. That way it would give me a better opportunity to switch into Bolt and allow Bolt to tank Charizard's attacks and one-shot him with Thunder Punch. Which was awesome. And funny how Leon has lost twice to me with a fossil from a fossil Pokemon. But overall, this challenge was pretty fun doing. I hope y'all enjoyed it as well. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace!